Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have an unbalanced rack to begin with, and I have the X for score. So there's certainly no bingo here, but is there a 5-letter play that places the X at either L8 or D8? I don't have a H for thorax. I do have taxor. And I don't have an N for Joanna. So what to do? I'm thinking of playing just OX because I have the out prefix, which is good synergy there. Or do I play OXO? And then I've still got the out prefix with UT. I think I'll go with this, OXO. Not a bad pickup. Truant, I believe, takes an S. So that currently plays above and below the O of OXO. Now it plays below the O of OXO. Is there anything through the F? No. OXO has no front or back hooks. So, truants it is. Oop. One square further across. Truants for 61. Not a bad pickup. I think I have cyanite with the blank as an S. I have the I component of a word. I have entirely through the R. And entirely still plays opponent. Wow, nice bingo. Vreker. 74-point play, but he has given me a better spot for cyanite. And that's 89. Not a great pickup, but reasonably balanced. Collagen, not quite. And the duplicates need to be addressed. Not so much the E's, but the L's. I do have phleg. And I don't believe I have a 5-letter play ending in E. Maybe there is one. Not seeing it. But phleg is good. A mediocre score, 16. But these tiles not exactly heavy hitters as far as score potential goes, and not a great deal of flexibility with these embody. Nice play by opponent. And I have NEE underneath. Terrible rack leave. 29 points. Can I play through the Y? can't play across the top of B as I don't have a vowel to support that pattern. So I can't leave that alone. I feel the opponent will score there pretty effectively. So I think I'll take it out for 29. I've drawn only one vowel, so in a bit of a tricky spot now. And I've created a bit of a hot spot in the bottom right hand corner. I didn't foresee that. And yeah, in retrospect, I don't know if that was really the right play. So let me look elsewhere because opponents are likely to play down there. I have clue on the rack, CLEW, which is a sailing term. It's the metal ring at the corner of a sail, I believe. 18 points, retaining my one and only vowel. There's another spot here, so I could play cowl for 19 and a slightly better, well, it's the same rack leaf, but an extra point. Cowl takes an S, front hook, as well as back. And I have an S. So opponent did well in the bottom right there. I had a feeling I'd come out second best after identifying the hot spot. Cal for 19. That's a bit better. H and the G, well, they're not the best of partners. Don't go together awfully well, but there is some synergy. Wondering about an ing ending word. Not that there's an N available, but the T also looks good. Anode. Okay, now there is an ing opportunity, but I'm not seeing bingo. Pity the E wasn't an A for shoaling. That's not going to work. I have the long component of a word. Longies. I don't think that's a thing. No, that just looks totally off. Don't know what I was thinking. Ghoulies through a U, I think, might be a thing, but no U available. Am I missing a bingo? What about this R? Golshia? No. Glossia? No. Wow. Am I missing something? I feel like I am. Files. or just thiol for 34. I might go with this. Again, I'm giving opponent an easy score there. I don't think it warrants it to wreck the rack and give opponent an advantage. That just doesn't make sense. I don't want to disrupt these floaters either. If I'm going for a bingo, I want to preserve the openings on the board. Well, I'm going to have to play something, so actually I think I will go with thiol just to... Oh, thiols. Yeah, just to keep the score ticking along. Now, drifted away from bingo territory, but there is some potential here. Jade. I'm not even looking in the bottom left because I know opponent is going to pounce. 47, not a bad score. But JEU, the X is already gone. That's 39 and it kills the hotspot. I don't think I can actually get down to the trip with these tiles. Wow, what to do? Let's assume opponent does play in the bottom left. Then that'll make life easier. Now I've got judge on the rack. But is there potentially a bingo here that I'm overlooking? It's not a million miles from one. Adjourned is almost there. If the G were an R, but yeah, adjourned. Opponent might look to block this spot just to deny me the opportunity of using it, which is what I was planning to do if he doesn't play there. I have judo on the rack, gajo, just looking if they play anywhere. Opponent taking some time with this particular move, perhaps close to a bingo. Okay, he's done what I thought he'd do. He's sacrificed score to block the hotspot. So Jade for 47. Now, this is a promising looking rack. I have the OUS ending. Not seeing a 7. Oh, I am. I would have died if I had spotted that in the post-analysis. Now that plays nicely from L1 down, getting the M doubled and taking out a useful lane. What about a trip? No, nothing from the A across. So, Morgs it is for 86. Not bad, but definitely not a bingo rack with the K, U, and V, and no E on the rack. That's quite nice. Opponent 2080 gives me an E to utilize, and I'm looking to place one of my heavyweights here at 04. Keville, I believe, is good. Just looking at 01 down as well to take out the hotspot so opponent can't use either this triple word or this one. Keville will still offer the opportunity in the top right. So what to do? Okay, not seeing a play there, but Keville will score nicely for 51. I've drawn 2 P's, and that's not a problem because they do have some synergy when placed together. For example, I don't think untopped is a word, but it might be. Untopped. Untopper sounds a bit clumsy. Or what about an upward? Not seeing it. I've got op and nap. Joe takes a Y as well as an S in the front. This hotspot useless for the P. Just trying to look at ways of incorporating the P with the M. Maup is good. Moop, however it's pronounced. Not a bad rack leaf. 7 tiles in the bag. 24. Yeah. There's still a potential for an ATE ending word. Wow. Okay, no bingo here, but great to see the Z. It's always a little bit of a relief to know it's not on the opponent's rack. Opponent plays in the top right, and I'm a little light on vowels. The Z benefits from having vowels. I have Zante on the rack, and looking at a potential 4-letter play ending in Z, or even 5-letter play, placing the Z here, but I can't see one. Senza if I had a S. So what to do with the Z? Opponent it's close to a bingo, but Radians I think might be a playable. I don't know if it's playable, but it is a bingo. Radians. I don't think this A in the top is overly dangerous to leave unattended. Wow, just not seeing A great Z play. Wow. I might just Azan, I don't know. Just take out the bingo danger, just in case there was a bingo through that A. It's a shame not to score with the Z, but that's fine. Gaup, G-A-U-P, I think's good. Upget is good, I believe. I don't know if there's a 6 here. Oh, okay. Page would work quite nicely. And then opponent's got Rands to go out. If he doesn't go out, I guess I can play Ut and Tit. Yeah, he does go out. Cons. So final score 503 to me, 331 to opponent. Let's see what we missed. I'll just go back to the analysis side of things. So opening play was Oxo. That seems fine. Yep. Opponent's got, wow, Forelock. It's quite nice. Compound word. Playable in a few different positions. Truants for 61. Clearly best from this rack. And then opponent's got Vraka. Very nice. Also Scurvier for 80. And then I've got Cyanite for 89. Entirely also did play in a few spots. Oh, Entirety as well as Eternity. And Cystine. That's quite nice as well. Cyanide scoring most though. Opponent's now got Dimbo for 44. That's quite nice. I think that's from the word bimbo, maybe. Dimbo. Embody was the play that opponent did go with. Nice score, 40 points. Now, College is simming pretty nicely there for 19. And yeah, I do kind of like that because it gives us both a shot at a triple. But I just felt that, yeah, there was potential for quite a big score here. Although in retrospect, maybe it wasn't as dangerous as I'd previously thought. So I went with knee, scored well, but the rack leave wasn't great. And then wit for 34. Yeah, they're pretty standard, these plays. Cal for 19. Yeah, all pretty low scores. Just getting the rack balance sorted by retaining the one and only vowel. And then opponents got a few decent scores here. Adage for 32 would have been nice. Goes with anode for 29. Similar idea. And then I've got this rack. And I took a while here. I just couldn't see anything. And there wasn't, as it happens, nothing overly fantastic. I did go with thiols, which isn't simming particularly highly. Oh, it is 32 on the equity score, so not too bad. But I guess this rack leave is so strong that I did actually consider HO, but then I thought, well, such good floaters, I don't want to block them. Even the D was a handy floater for bingos ending in ED. So Yeah, but I guess I can see the merit in that play. I suppose there was also the T and the R, and also the C and the E here. So there were a number of floaters. Yeah, much of a muchness anyway. Opponent didn't have a great rack at this stage and opts to block the hotspot rather than scoring. Not that he could have scored tremendously with those tiles anyway, but so I've got Jade now for 47, and that is the top on offer here. Opponent now draws the Q. Area suggested for 17, keeping QI. And opponent, goes with AE. Now Morgs for 86, but also Grummos, the anagram, for 82. But yeah, Morgs scoring just a touch more. And opponent's got a play of quite through the U. Now, Quai would have been quite interesting. It takes an S and an R. 2 R's to come, 1 S to come. Opponent was behind, so maybe this would have been a bit more of a volatile play. But, quite was obviously gave me the option of scoring through the E onto the trip. Which I did with Kevil. That seems best. Olivet was the one way of kind of blocking both both triple word squares. That's the kind of play that I was actually looking. But Kevil quite happy with the score. And then opponent's got some scoring tiles, but the duplicates making it hard to get to bingo territory. Fib. Moop for 24. Interesting. Sims best from that rack. I thought there might be something better, but not. And opponent's got half 24. 39 for R's. That's quite nice. But goes with Ha. I suppose keeping the A open for potential bingo right at the end. ZE. I knew there was a decent play there. Yeah, and that would have left one tile in the bag. So I'm surprised I never spotted that that square there. It's kind of hidden in a way. I suppose I was thinking for words with a few letters, at least a 3-letter play or something. But sometimes just plonking one letter down can get a decent score. So that was a bit of a miss, although there was some merit to blocking the A, just in case opponent had some fancy bingo there. I did identify radians, but I don't know if radians plus an A makes anything. Doubtful. Opponent had rid, and then it's just the end game page for 27. And opponent goes out with cons. So that was the end of the game. I had a pretty decent run there on the heavyweights. So I did, apart from the Q, I seem to have most of them there. And hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.